And looky, 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 who do we have here? Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. Season 36, War 7. Today we're taking on PM to AM. I'm actually on a different path this war, so I offered to switch paths with the guy who's normally on path 3, since I had some better counters to the defenders there. So we will be taking path 3 all the way through today. My team is going to be Hulkling, Spider-Man 2099, and yes, the King is finally making his Alliance War debut. Very excited to be able to use him. Okay, first up we have a Ghost on node 6. This is electric defense and spaced armor. Neither of those nodes actually come into play on this fight because Ghost does not have an armor up buff, so we can use anybody here. I went in with King Groot because I love King Groot, and also I'm pretty much guaranteed to finish this fight at or close to full health. We're going to pop some armor breaks on her with the special 1. This is going to shut off her phase, and that'll prevent her from phasing the poison when we eventually finish her off with the special 2 shortly thereafter here. So really nothing going on in this fight. Ghost is an extremely easy defender, just a diversity play here. I don't really have anything to say to fill the time here as well, so we're just trying to build up to that special 2. Hopefully before our Furies wear off here, and then I think the special 2 doesn't kill her outright, but it does bring her pretty close to death. So we do get the special 2 off before the Furies expire. The poison's ticking her down about 1400 damage per second, and then there we go, full yellow bar, Ghost down, moving on. Alright, fight number 2 is a Colossus on node 15, electric defense and spaced armor again here. You need a power burn immune champion for this fight. I could use either Hulkling or King Groot. I went with King Groot because I wanted Hulkling at guaranteed full health for a fight later on the path. So the deal here is that when you hit into a champion who has an armor up buff, you're going to get passively special locked for 6 seconds. So my strategy here is that since I can't remove his armor ups with my armor break because I'm not a tech champ, I'm going to stick to the special 2 here. So I need to get myself to a special 2 and then wait for the special lock to fall off. But for some reason, and I have absolutely no idea why I do this like twice. I try to parry and then launch my special 2 instead of just doing a special intercept. And as you can see there, the first one completely fails to connect because of course, you know, the defender is running limber, and I can't tap the special button fast enough, I guess. So that special is completely wasted. It doesn't cost me anything because I do have enough distance that he didn't punish me for it, but it does just waste a little bit of time, which is fine. So here I go, 6 Furies, got the special lock again. This time, Colossus still... No, the stun still wears off, but he tries to dash and attack me, so the special ends up landing anyways. And then from here, I'm just going to keep the poison debuff paused with heavy attacks when I can, and go from there. No need for another special 2, I don't think. I have no idea why I decided to just parry and do that instead of special intercepting. So really, really stupid mistake. Didn't end up costing me. And then we're going to finish this fight again at close to full health. And looky, 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 who do we have here? Of course, if you watched my previous war video, you know that I died to a HAVOK on node 24 with a Mega Sentinel. First thing I did when I saw him here this war was check with my section mates to see if either of them had a 6-star Odin for the shock resistance. Neither of them did, and I don't either, so that kind of eliminated that as an option. And then I was chatting with a little-known content creator, you probably haven't heard of him, his name is MSD, who suggested that I just use Spider-Man 2099. So we talked through the strategy, it sounded reasonable, and here we are. So I'm going to boost up for the rest of my path here and then go in. So the strategy with Spider-Man on this node is that since he's buff immune, he's basically unaffected by EMP mod, so it's just a normal HAVOK fight. I think I do take a combo early on here because I'm not sure if you can tell in the recording, but the video lags and I miss a parry, so you know that sucks. But otherwise, it's actually a remarkably easy fight. There it is right there. So of course you don't have the safety net of an armor up buff, so you do kind of have to worry about plasma detonation. I used a power start 1 boost just to enable me to get to my special 2 a bit faster, and then I'm just heavy countering his heavy, placing those exhaustions. We've got the wither up already, so we're reversing his natural power gain, which is really nice too. That'll take care of aspect of evolution. And again, burden might also not a problem because we don't have buffs, so I think in the future Spider-Man absolutely going to be my go-to counter for this fight. He really made it very easy. Alright, next up we have a Guillotine on node 32, Sloped Armor, Chitinous Thorns. Just need a bleed immune for this fight, since Guillotine has a permanent armor up buff. She is going to be glancing quite a bit. However, as you'll see momentarily, King Groot's secondary burst damage from his special 2 cannot be glanced. And it does a massive, like, 36k, I think. There we go. Nice, good chunk of damage. So this fight ends up being much longer than I wanted it to be, because Guillotine is being unusually stingy with her special attacks. You can see I'm just trying to get, like, one special 2 out of her, and I'm being very cautious not to accidentally get, like, reverse intercepted. Finally get it off there. Do take a bit of the damage from Spectre because it was applied before we had the Furies up and we couldn't shrug it off. And here we go. Also keeping in mind the invisibility timer that she has there, and just giving her a nice heavy when she is ready to be cloaked. Back up to a special 2, trying to get one special 2 out of her again here, and she just doesn't want to throw them specials. So this fight probably is 2 or 3 times longer than I think it needed to be. Not countering that special attack because I don't want her to go invisible, so I instead be patient with it, parry and heavy. There we go. She throws a special 1 right away. Doesn't matter because we are power drain immune. And then this final special 2 here, I think ends up killing her. It almost does, but she had the regen buff active, so shut off the invisibility one more time, and I probably could have finished her off there. I was being super conservative about it. Didn't want to push her all the way to the special 3. Just in case. So I bait out one more special and one more love tap, and down she goes. Alright, last fight of the war for me is a HULKBUSTER on node 42. We're going to go in here with Hulkling, popping some cosmic special boosts, but they are mostly useless, as you will see momentarily. Now, Hulkling is shock immune, so I don't have to worry about that in this fight, so my strategy going in was to just play normal Hulkling rotation, build up to at or close to the special 2, hit into his block to build up pierce buffs, and then launch the special 2 when I'm unblockable for the big Furies. So what I didn't anticipate was how the glancing from sloped armor was going to interact with Hulkling's abilities. You're going to see that in a second here when I try and get the rotation going. It actually stops him from gaining power on blocked hits, so I end up using my special 1 here instead of my special 2. Stops me from gaining pierce buffs. I get really lucky that one of the hits on that special 1 triggered one and finally let me go unblockable. Otherwise, that fight might have been over right then and there. So at this point, I'm not ready to completely abandon my strategy, but since HULKBUSTER is a conduit defender and I have no way of heal blocking him, I'm going to need to get access to my Fury buffs quickly, or I'm going to have to stop knocking him down altogether. So right now I'm at my special 2, trying to get my unblockable to trigger again. It's just not happening. So I switch my plan up, just try to get at least 1 Fury up from launching the special 2, but it's too late. And with 3 and now 4 armor ups, HULKBUSTER is glancing over 100% of my hits. So he's roughly a third of the way down with about 4 minutes left, so no need to panic right now, but I also recognize that my damage output is going to be much lower from this point in the fight on because of his armor up buffs. The prospect of a timeout is kind of lingering in the back of my mind, but again, I'm not really worried about it yet. So from here on out, the plan is just to do normal 5-hit combos and use my special 3, which doesn't trigger the conduit debuffs. Alright, I'm going to speed up the fight a bit here because you definitely don't want to watch another 3 minutes of this, so we'll skip to about a minute remaining. So I don't end up timing out on this fight. I do end up getting him down with about 40 seconds or so to spare, but this is another example of where I thought I had a solid plan going into a fight, but the plan ended up being seriously flawed. But, you know, experience is the best teacher, and thankfully this time it didn't cost us an attack bonus. So I also spent some time after the fight kind of looking at better counters for HULKBUSTER on this node, and I think Nebula or Null would both work quite well. So both of them have the attacker tactic, so HULKBUSTER wouldn't be able to regen, and the shocks from the node would actually empower Nebula quite a bit. Null, of course, would have the heal block up at the start of the fight and could remove HULKBUSTER's armor ups very easily and then keep them off with Corruption. So we've got about 56 seconds left. He's got 5% health remaining, and this was a seriously long fight. I did kind of think close to the end of the fight that I was going to time out. HULKBUSTER was extremely cooperative. I think that if he had held on to his specials at all during this fight, it would have probably ruined me. Right there, I take a special 1 to the face. So up to that point, I had been at like a yellow bar. 1 special removes half my health. So I KO him with the special 3. Down he goes. And another war is in the books. We did end up getting the W, so that brings our record to 4-0 for the season. 5 kills, 0 deaths from me today, which is always nice to see. At the moment, we're Platinum 3, but since we're only running 2 battle groups, it seems unlikely that we're going to move up into Platinum 2. But, you know, we'll see what happens. That's going to do it for this one, folks. I would appreciate it if you'd hit that like button, and please sub to get access to all the upcoming war videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.